few weeks ago there was a Davos forum, and it was fascinating to be there and see that the whole forum is focused on analyzing what has happened, why it happened, and how to prevent it from happening. But was very little discussion, actually, and very few people dared suggest what's the way out. And there were very few suggestions which would have practical nature, that let's do this. A lot of people going Keynesian now and saying that investment in infrastructure is probably the way to go rather than stimulating solely the consumer demand. And while everybody is agreeing, it seems like they're going a little bit different way about implementing it. We're hearing a lot of talks about bailouts, about Detroit, about French car industry, and so on. And there is very little, again, discussion on how do we actually lift our foot off the brake to allow a very healthy industry to invest. So it feels like the governments want to have their both feet actually on the accelerator and on the brakes at the same time. What we suggest actually, lift one. Just allow us to continue to invest. What do we need for this? We need to remove ambiguity as much as possible. There is enough ambiguity out there. Nobody would dare to forecast where the economy is going to land. Will it be 1 year, 2 year, 3 year slump in the economy? For us as the CEOs of the companies, to make investment decisions is already phenomenally difficult. On top of it, if you start throwing, and lack of clarity, what's happening with the taxes? What's happening with the different regimes on interconnect and so on between the different operators? That just immediate reaction, which one need to apply, is slam the brake. And just let's see what's happening. And it's absolutely the wrong one. Therefore, we're playing to the government, provide us with as much clarity and stability, almost declare a moratorium on changes on our industry and stimulate investments and the capital investments which are coming from our industry. We are lucky that unlike many other industries, we're dealing with something which is absolutely guaranteed to expand in the future. The human demand for communication, knowledge exchange, information is totally insatiable. And we're in the midst of it, and therefore our growth is absolutely secure. And given that, we need to anticipate a few steps forward. As Rob mentioned in his opening, it is a reality that we run out of capacity. And actually, people seriously talking about it with the advances of high-definition video. It could be not just mobile broadband runs out of capacity, but fixed broadband runs out of capacity. It's a massive issue which we need to deal with. Industry lived for a long time of the over-invested infrastructure before the bubble bursted. We're coming to an end, and therefore additional spectrum is not a luxury, it's not just let's have it just in case. It will be absolute necessity for us to advance further. And it's been wonderfully said by Chairman Wong that the crisis doesn't stop the technological progress. It will be happening. What we can do, we can accelerate it. And again, to find the way how this new lifeblood of the modern economy, what oil used to be, or electricity used to be for the industrial age, certainly communication is for the modern economy, how to let this lifeblood actually to do its work. A very important discussion, which not taking place enough, is how to do it. People, I think many people in the governments might be very much tempted, having this glitter in their eye, to repeat what happened with 3G auctions. Now we need to have hundreds of billions into stimulus packages. Where to get it? Here we go. You know, to get high yield from a cow, you should feed it less and milk it more. So let's do it. And it would be absolutely wrong decision, because taking a very short-term advantage, it will suck up all the resources for investments. It will slow down immediate investments. And that means immediate impact on the jobs, taxes, and the growth. We are not talking now about the remote future. We're talking what's happening tomorrow. And that will have repercussions and reverberations along the whole value chain. If I stop the investments, Carl-Henrik will feel it immediately. And that's what we will try to avoid. And that's what we're pleading to the governments, again, consider it in a bigger picture setting. not just going and trying to squeeze as much cash immediately as possible, although it will be probably tempting, because it will hurt. It will hurt in a short term, and it will certainly hurt in a long term.